Okay guys, a warm welcome back to the channel, Forensics Detailing channel. Do not forget to subscribe. So we're about to use the new Bilt Hamber Phat Neut multi-mold rinseless wash to clean a dirty car with for the first time, using their rinseless wash instructions for medium soiling. So we have some pre-treatment, optional pre-treatment mixed out at 1 to 50. Spray it onto the panels to soften the car, lift, encapsulate grime and add lubrication. So let's do that now. We've got it all pre-mixed out in one of these pumpy things. It's a sprayer, not a foamer. This is a non-foaming product. So we're going to spray it all over. This car's terrible. I've got clear coat failure here. This car's just battered. It's got dinks, it's got dents. It's just battered, but it is dirty. If you're thinking it's not dirty, it's because you're seeing the shine underneath. You know, it's dirty. You can probably see on the camera here. It's dusty. The paintwork has a rough feel to it. You won't like me doing this, but don't worry about the paintwork on this old Betsy. She's the old clanger. Right, so let's spray this on, pre-treat Phat Neut on there. So there we go. You can see these pump sprayers are much better than those pump foamers. The pump foamer would already be stalling out now, and I'll be pumping it again. When you've got a camera in one hand, that's going to annoy you. When you use them as pump sprayers, they can keep going, you see? They're good as pump sprayers, look. Whenever you see those pump foamers in use, just see how long they show you of pumping with foam till the clip ends, and it goes to another clip where they've re-pumped it. You know, because you only get, like, after a few seconds, especially as the filters in these sort of clog up, you get about 3 or 4 seconds of lovely foam, and then it starts spitting and making rubbish foam. Whereas this thing's still going. So pump sprayers are really good. This is working. The moment I have to pump this all the time, these things are no use to me. So I've done half a car there. We'll forget about the back of the car for this video because I've got the garage closed because it's just easier for filming. So, yeah, little thing. This IK sprayer 1.5 litre thing is a handy product, especially if you're looking to pre-treat your car with something. You know, ideally this, because you don't care about foaming with this. So let's just go. Let's start all the way down here. I want to flood this. I want to get it everywhere. I want to flood it. More is more. There we go. Flood it all on there. You too can do this in your household. So you just flood all of the panels. Get it all in there. This is the point where you notice if this chemical makes you kind of like, gets down your throat and cough, makes you cough because you're atomizing it everywhere. Doesn't, I can smell it. Smells good. Getting a sherbet thing going on. Mind not observing anything, a little bit of rundown of some stuff. You've got cobwebs in here, it's all dirty and grimy in here. Ideal for demoing rinseless. I want to get this car clean using this rinseless process. Usually the biggest problem when you're using rinseless is all these grimy areas where they're reliant on contact. So if you don't go in there and poke it, you don't blast it out with the pressure washer, you don't get that bit clean. So it's nice to demo it and like wipe down a panel with it and say that panel's clean, and it will clean it. It's all the nooks and crannies that rinseless washing doesn't get. You know, regardless of how good you are at detailing, the more things and nooks and crannies that you need contact to clean, the more chance you've got of missing those nooks and crannies and not having a clean car when you're finished. A bit of bird poo there. It's good. So we put out quite a lot of product. Yeah, you could plough through this, so you could have used a lot less. It's got to be at least a litre of chemical on there. So that's pre-treating. Now, this product has this dry mould, so you never have to worry about this product drying, which is something I'm going to explore more on the channel. It doesn't mention about engaging dry mode when you're using this rinseless wash function, but I'm sure you could actually let this dry and you'll get more cleaning power, but we'll follow the instructions. Spray well, mix 2%, yeah, we've done that, onto the panels to soften and encapsulate the dirt and provide additional lubrication. Okay, so you go to the bucket stage. You fill your bucket with warm water, which I've done. I've mixed out 1 to 250, which is 40 ml to 10 litres of Phat Neut. Mix vigorously. I'm going to do that again because it's been a while since I poured it, half an hour or so. Mix it for 20 seconds to disperse it. It needs to be mixed. Use a microfiber mitt or a sponge, we've got both in there, and apply one panel at a time. I would replace that word and say clean one panel at a time, because it kind of implies you're applying product rather than you're cleaning a panel. Rinse the applicator well, optionally. Yeah, so just rinse, that's just telling you once you've finished, rinse out your applicator to get all the dirt out of it, which is important. Dry. Yeah, then once you've cleaned the car with your wash media, dry with a clean microfiber towel, turning frequently. Once saturated, rinse the towel, wring it out. So you could use a wet towel to get most of it off, and then a dry towel, buff it by hand. Or alternatively, optionally, you can use some auto quick D at 1 to 10, maybe used. So just dry it off basically. Now let's really agitate this for 20 seconds. So it's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All of both those grip guards are spinning as well. So all the solution's going to be getting mixed up and well dispersed. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. I've got my brushes there. Going to revisit this at some point, like do a review on it, because it's like a premium auto glim shampoo and I like it, but I only ever featured it in the best shampoo video and it didn't win because of the price, but I thought it was good. I want to explore whether that's worth, is it worth the money? Because it's more expensive than other shampoos, including ones auto glim sell. Is it really worth the money to go premium? I don't know. But we'll explore it. So we'll take our wash media now. This is all well dispersed. So this is the BRS, the Optimum Big Red Sponge. And we're going to just clean this. I'm going to clean it quite aggressively and I can see all the bits of dirt on here. So like you could pressure wash this off first, and there is a pre-wash function on this particular product. We're not testing that in this video. We're just following the rinseless wash instructions on a really grubby car. It is grubby and it's neglected and it needs good cleaning. And the thing with this that you're not seeing, that I'm seeing, is all of the dirt, you're sort of building it up and you're scooping it off the panel. And you are, back in the day, we used to get told that when you use a sponge, it pins the dirt and you kind of push it, you know, over the surface. And it kind of does, but it's a sponge. So I think if this is like a show car and you're obsessed with the finish, pre-washing is very important and you should do it, because all of this stuff, all of this, I can feel it in my fingers, all these little bits, you probably can't see it, but it's all there, these bits of dirt and grit. That is the stuff which scratches your paintwork, and pre-rinsing it all off the car is really important, okay? And it's not the case, in my opinion, that if you bypass that Rinseless is going to be able to save you from all of the fine scratching that you'll get if you don't pre-wash. I don't think it can do that. What Rinseless might be is a superior, what it has the capability to be, is it does have the capability to have more cleaning power than a traditional, like pH neutral shampoo. It does have the potential to have more lubrication than the pH neutral shampoo. And yes, that material is there for when you go back and buff. So it might make it, and probably what it's made for, is to be a better way of cleaning your car when rinsing isn't an option. Will it ever replace the traditional wash method? I can't answer that. Up until this point, the answer to that is no for me, and the majority of the world will still use pressure washers and pre-washing and all these traditional chemicals. They just will. The moment this becomes better, then the rest of the world will start using it. But it's a viable means to circumvent water restrictions, because you're allowed to do this when there's water restrictions. it's a viable means as a quick way of washing your car without busting out pressure washers, or for people that live in flats. Shouldn't really be doing this. I should put it into maintenance mode, but you know, I like to live life on the edge. I can see it's not, there's probably some protection on certain bits of this glass, but when I go over it, like, it's not like the protection's still bouncing back through and pushing that out. Whatever's going on there, the rest of the car I don't think will have much in the way of protection. I always find it handy when you're doing rinseless washes to have a little brush in there as well, because you're so reliant on pokey, you know, you'd have a pressure washer and you'd get in there and you'd clear this bit out with a pressure washer so you don't have all this grime in your car when you're finished. You've got to do it by hand, and wash mitt ain't gonna get in there. So having a little brush in your bucket is good, getting under all these bits of glass, getting into all these bits that when you quickly wipe over it with the sponge, it doesn't hit everything. So, like I was saying to you, time, it's a bit more, you're a bit more reliant on you when you use a rinseless, and I don't like that. The pressure washer does the hard work, and it always will. It covers ground, it puts a push. You imagine the fan out on a pressure washer be like that brush there. Wherever you travel and you're spraying it over, it's pushing and releasing dirt as you're going over it much quicker. The push from the pressure washer isn't as aggressive as the contact, in my opinion. But you can get closer with the pressure washer, at which point it becomes risky. So I just want to get all this properly clean, everything on this car properly clean. How does the Phat Neut feel? How does it feel? It feels reasonably slidey. It's obviously zero foam. It just feels... I'll tell you one thing I'm noticing. I'm not noticing any sort of creamy film with it at all. Sometimes you might see that as we go to dry it, you know, like that film that you can dry a rinseless off and then you see the film and it like vapes off, and some people think you need to buff that film out. I just think you need to sort of get the majority of the water off, and then that film will level off with a rinseless. And it's mainly water, isn't it? We know it's massively, the actual film, the material is you know, 250 parts water to 1 part product. So you're not going to get like high spots with or film that you can see when you use those rinselesses. So you don't need to worry too much about buffing out that film. So I'm just working on the side of the car, and you can see I'm going quite heavy-handed. I'm going quite aggressive. I want this car clean. I'm not so worried about minimising swirl reductions and all that. It does feel nice. Feels like a sort of slidey water. Let's go along here, get this door clean, you know. We perk it in hell. So what I want is a clean car, because I ain't going to be cleaning this Golf again for a long time. I want it all clean. Get that seal. This is the bit where pre-washing comes in good. This is going to put a lot of dirt on the wash mitt or the sponge. Yeah, let's just turn that round. I'm not worried about scratching this seal. The paint's all bubbly and horrible, and you know, it's all rough finish under here. Ooh. Right, so we need to get some of this out. So this is where your bucket's good, and I always think this product, I've had it for years. Jeff sent it to me from Prestige Car Care. It's one of the most useful things that I would actually go and buy if I broke it. But if you don't, well, it seems indestructible unless you tread on it. It's really useful if you're into keeping your wash media clean. This bucket is starting to fill up with dirty water because we're pulling off quite a lot of dirt, more than you realise in this video. I think we'll only demo this on half the car, or you're going to get bored with me watching me wash this. Does feel nice and slidey, partly to do with the surface being not having anything on there that's doing that. I don't want to show you this part of the car. I will eventually get this done. It's just such an old, it's all peeling off. Yeah, I'll eventually get it done. Let's just switch over to the Geon wash mitt. So Have we done a half decent job on this side of this car? No, not really. Probably want to just get all in here. These door shuts all clean. We'll draw those off as well. So we're actually cleaning some of this stuff. Get all this bit clean. This is not a safe wash method. There's all mud in here. This interior needs all cleaning out at some point. Some dirt there. Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Whatever that dirt is, it seems to be lifting it well. Yeah. So at the moment, because we're not asking the product to do too much, you know, we're not asking it to do that much. If this was just water on here and I was going around contact cleaning, the panels would be coming back more or less clean, because the contact has always done the majority of the work, because pH neutral car soaps have got very low level cleaning power and cut and emulsification and all that. They're not powerful. They're just really a little bit of soap. Like when you're washing your hands, you don't need to use a really strong thing. And it's always been the contact that gets the car clean. There's something on there, some sort of protection. Excuse me. So it's hard at the moment for me to go and say, wow, this product, its cleaning power is next level. You won't know from just using it like this. The only way you can start looking at cleaning power is testing them. Now this product is pH neutral, and I don't think it has powerful emulsification power. So I don't think it says something on the bottle about this, that you've got to compare it with other products. Don't use it on dirt simulators. Look at that. ASTV. Do not use it. Test only on real world dirty vehicles, not synthetic ASTM. I don't know what that means. Or TUV soiling blocks or other dirt simulators. Because it's not going to degrease them. But I think it's designed to break down like grainy road film in the same way touchless is, but this is not, as far as I'm aware, sugar based. Yeah, very interesting. Excuse me. Oof, I've got a runny nose. I need to get some tissue. Now let me just grab this. I want to clean the front of the car as well while you're here. Should we switch to a different wash media while you're there? So we're going over to the Geon. So there's a lot of you might like to use microfiber media, which yeah, softer feel to it. Probably my preference would be something like this, but I don't know. I kind of do like the sponge, even though we still look at it with we look at it with that cynical glare. But the sponge is handy because you just sort of rinse it off afterwards, and then you can use it again for this rinseless. And that sponge is a good product. That sponge is getting on for like 8 or 9 years old. It must have been used somewhere between 50 and 100 times, and it is still going. But when it fails, I won't buy another one, because I just won't pay 30 quid for them, as you've heard me moan about millions of times on the channel. I think they need to be about 10 or 15 pounds. Then there's a market for them. At 30 pounds in the UK, people just do the sideways glance thing and they won't pay it. And that's my opinion. You know, that's my opinion. And it's an opinion where you'd want to be wrong. You know, you'd want people to buy it and try stuff. But put in the comments, would you pay 30 quid for this? And just let me know. Don't go bananas. Just let me know. I think most people over the years are sort of like, I don't see people using this over here. And that's a shame. You want people to kind of use stuff. Yeah, so they need to be priced a bit better, those things. Let's just do a little bit more over here, and then we'll go to the dry phase, because I know you guys are going to want to see the actual dried end result. So this product, as far as I know, does not put any protection down. This is all fine, this is all good. Flip to that side for the glass, you can get in a bit more. This is just like the same kind of user experience as any rinseless. The only thing I'm noticing is a lack of any filming. It just feels like crystal clear, slidey water to me. No opaqueness to it at all. And the chemical itself, when you look at it, it's not like creamy. And when you know, some of them, you tip them in, you see like a cloud of something mixing in. And then when you're putting it over the panel, there's like a slight opaqueness, and you dry it and you see that, like we talked about, that sort of streak that then vapes out. This seems to be crystal clear, but let's just finish off this roof. Flip this. This is, yeah, a bit of a turbo clean. And this roof is covered in grit and grime. Right, we'll just stop there. We won't do the side. We'll take our towel and we'll go and dry a side of the car and see how we get on with that. See some of the little bits of dirt still sticking around. You need sort of that flushing action of rinsing to get rid of that. Let's take a drying towel. I'll go with Imran's because it's double-sided. And let's have a look. So let's drag that here. So what we're not going to get, I want to show you this in the light. When you use drying aids and stuff like that, you can just pop the towel down gently and pull it, and then you get that bone dry thing. But you're putting protection down at the same time. I don't think you're going to get that with this. No, you're not. It's like other rinselesses. This is a low surface tension product, so it's not going to want to come away from the panel like a sort of when you put down a protection layer, even wax, or you know, the siloxane, the spray and rinse stuff. They create a surface where the water beads up and it wants to come away from the panel. So that's how you can do the dry and drag. This, you need to wipe it. But it is crystal clear, which is interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. Then I assume it's eventually going to just vape out. So we'll leave that. We'll just dry it all. It feels really slidey, man. Really slidey. Very interesting. Let's just dry this off. Ooh, that's all the rough paint. I'm buffing into this, buffing this. By doing this now, you can sort of not clean your glass. You just wipe it like that when you got your drying towel, and you're kind of doing a turbo glass clean at the same time. And that's how I'd wash this car. You can see that those seals are a bit cleaner. There's some little bits stuck in there that I haven't got. I'm gonna have to go poking around. Yeah, interesting. It's not vaping out. Oh, I just dropped my towel. Just dropped the towel on the floor. Now, if I carry on using that, people are going to go mad, even though it's not that dirty. But see, now if I'm honest, if the camera wasn't rolling, I'll bust out. I've got one of these Geon towels. I've got two of them. These are clean. It does say indeed that once you've gone over it with that wet towel to get most of the material off, you take a dry towel and go over it, and that gives you the bone dry finish. Yeah, it does. So what I would do is rapidly go around the car and just towel it. Yeah. So let's set that up and let's just do a rapid thing so you can see what I'm talking about. Then I would take the Bilt Hamber QD or this second towel and just make sure that each panel is completely dry and shiny. So let's just do that. So a rapid dry followed by like a wipe to bone dry seems to be what's required. Let's get the front of this dry. Yeah, so it's still got wet film on it. Interesting, it doesn't vape out like some of the other ones. There might be rinselesses with certain solvents in them, and those solvents are lighter than water. This might be solvent free, in which case you've just got a sort of material, whatever it is, that doesn't insta-vape like alcohol solvent or stuff like that. So then, let's just get this glass. Dry that glass off as well. This glass needs polishing, I think. It needs polishing. I can see where the wipers burnt away all the sealant, and there's no sealant there, and on the edge there's still sealant. It needs to be prepped and have protection product reapplied. Right, then, so you get the idea. We would then, that's looking pretty clean actually, we would then take our QD, so we use the Bilt Hamber QD, and we can take a cloth. I'm going to use this Wax is Dead one because I've got a few of these to wash, and we can shine up the paintwork, which is the nice part of it actually. You can give this a shake, use that for a while. You can just mist this onto the towel, or you can mist a bit onto the panel, and you just buff out your panel to a shine. This, interesting, they say 1 to 10. I find this product is much better at 1 to 10 than like 1 to 1, or I can't remember if you can use it neat, but you just use a tiny amount of it. You just make sure that each panel is finished, and that's it. It's not like a ceramic detailer. It's not going to add the top level hydrophobicity, but when you mix it out at 1 to 10, it's probably the quickest, the highest value, cheapest quick detailer on the market. It does contain some sort of rinseless technology as well. So if you are using rinseless wash, there's any bits of dirt still kicking around because you haven't pressure washed it, then while you're doing this, you know, this final wipe down thing with the product, you've got a bit of, I doubt it's the same tech, but you've got something, charged polymer or something in there. This is a good quick detailer. If I didn't have a detailing channel, and I hadn't explored so many, didn't win my best quick detail actually, the Fane Lab did, because it was all performance and power and durability and beading and slickness and all that stuff you measure. This isn't going to win that sort of test, but if I didn't have the channel, it's probably what I'd want as a quick detailer. Yeah, it's good. So there you go. We now have a reasonably slick, reasonably clean finish. This paintwork isn't smashed up and swirled to hell and back, but you get enough light on it, it ain't going to be mint, because this car never gets safe washed. It's not bad though. I'll tell you what, I haven't polished this car, man. Look at the paintwork on this. This lens, I mean, I'm not seeing any with my eyes, but the paintwork on this car is all right, apart from the fact it's falling off. There are little marks in it. There's something going on there you can see. Something, what is that? Probably might just need a little buff there. But paintwork, surprisingly, even if I wash this like an absolute gorilla, I go in heavy-handed on this, and I do all sorts of things. I don't religiously pre-wash. The paint's kind of half decent. You know what I mean? If this is your daily driver, you kind of, you don't go swell hunting and looking for marks in the paint. As long as the car's clean and it kind of shines up okay, then it looks respectable, and it does. Okay, so really in this video I wanted to take a look at Phat Neut and just see if I could learn anything. I haven't learned so much other than I've used it with zero problems. I can't really gauge whether it's got remarkable cleaning power from what I've just used. It felt slidey. It needs a dry wipe, so it needs a quick dry down with almost like a wet towel, or a towel that's going to pick up, get wetter and wetter with product and water as you go. Then it needs a final dry, and that final dry can be done with the QD. I think that's probably ideal actually. Yeah, one towel and then QD and a microfiber cloth would be the way, but you could just, if you're in a rush, you could one towel it to get 99% off, then buff it to a shine with the dry towel. And sometimes I use Imran's little Supersauruses for this. They're little small towels, you know, they're kind of like little rectangles, little coral fleece towels, and you could just buff it to a shine. You get the idea. I'm really excited to do more stuff with this and continue to learn more about it. What I feel is that this product from what I've seen of it on the wheels, it has a noticeable amount of, well, I don't know if cut's the right word, but it seems to clean better than other rinselesses. And that's Bilt Hamber's signature trademark, isn't it? If you think about Bilt Hamber products, whether you're a Bilt Hamber user or not, because there's lots of good products out there, and I don't use everything that's Bilt Hamber. You know, it's not all Bilt Hamber, my stuff, but when I break detailing products down to wash, let's do it this way around, wash, decontamination, polishing, protecting, and accessories, like the 5 categories, Bilt Hamber tend to dominate my washing and decontamination. Not every single one. With washing, Surfex HD is a very important product for me, and Bilt Hamber Touchless is a very important product for me. Rinseless, I've had a bottle of this Koch Rapid Rinseless Wash, which won my test, you know, and is a good rinseless wash. But I don't, you know, frequently use rinseless washes. I have auto wash, and it's taken me years to get through. I think I had this almost up to a litre. It's taken me years to get through this because you use about 5 mil every time. But there are cheaper shampoos than auto wash. I tend to just use touchless if you follow the channel, so I don't even know if I need to restock this. Phat Neut might be able to do everything, a bit of everything of all of those. It might be able to do the pre-wash. It might be able to do the contact wash. It might be able to do a bit of the wheel cleaning. It might be able to do a bit of quick detailer stuff. It might be able to be a clay lube. It can be a clay lube. The problem is in my head is it a better clean way to clean a car than using Bilt Hamber Touchless? It's going to be competing with itself because that's what I use. My preconceived notion is possibly not. I don't know why I'm thinking that, because Touchless just seems to be so effective at dirt film. So I'd need to do some playing around with heavier dirt film cars, which I'm going to try and do. But Touchless seems to get you to a really clean panel without contact. And then, you know, if you really went in and dried off the panel, you'd find that Touchless doesn't get it all off, you know, as a pre-wash, but it gets a lot of it off, and you notice the sort of effect. It is market leading, I think, as a surfactant-based powerful pre-wash. It's not going to be the same function as Surfex HD, because I'm not going to degrease an engine bay with Phat Neut. I think Surfex HD is a better wheel cleaner from what I've seen. So at the moment, what I'm thinking is, at worst, Phat Neut might be the best rinseless wash on the market. It may or may not be. It may take me 6 months to a year to work that out if it is or if it isn't. Or to have to redo all the tests, and I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to go back through and test it all against all these other products. It's too much work. So it's going to take me some time to get my head around this. If it is, or if it's up there, it's as good as it could potentially be, then it will be a valid alternative for lots of people of how to wash their car. People that will watched me doing this and think, I like the idea of that. I could do that in my driveway, and I don't need that pressure washer and all that. I get water restrictions. There's guys in Yorkshire that told me they've still got water restrictions from last year that aren't allowed to use a pressure washer unless you've got like a butt, you know, you can feed. You can't run it off the mains. But you can wash your car with this and towel it like I have. That's legal. And they're looking at that thinking, yeah, and I'd like to use it for my oils. I just want one product. It could be viable, and it could have a really good market. Traditionally, the UK market is more cynical towards rinseless washes than the USA market, in my opinion. We have less water restrictions in here, and they tend to affect us only in summer. Whereas the USA could have a state the size of England that's got a water restriction on it all the time or whatever. I don't know, you tell me. So there's a bigger market for rinseless in the US. There are limitations to rinseless that we've talked about before, but there is the potential for Bilt Hamber to really do well with this product in the UK and the US markets and the rest of the world. There is a potential for this to potentially, you know, steal the show because of the formulation, you know, expertise of this particular brand. That's their je ne sais quoi. They are very good formulators. You can almost feel it from the instructions. The instructions are complicated, but they've gone through with so many different scenarios and tested this. They just test to a different level that, you know, the level of testing they must do and the development time on this must have been years. And that's not the norm in this industry. The norm in this industry is you get like a sample sent through and then people go and wash their car with it, and then before you know it, it's on the market. You know, that's not what these guys do. They sort of release one product every couple of years, and whenever you use their products, that was the point I was going to make when I was over here. Whenever you get a Bilt Hamber product and you use it, it's different to everything else out there. So their last release, I think, was traceless, wasn't it? This glass cleaner, okay, I can tell you now, it's so powerful compared to other glass cleaners. You may love it, you may not like it. Some people don't like the smell, whatever. It's a glass cleaner. But it is so powerful and it cleans things that other glass cleaners can't. It does. Test it on tax disc holders on the inside. Try and get that off with the normal glass cleaner. Get that on it. It just melts it straight off. It's different chemically. It's more powerful. It's a different material. I've never seen a glass cleaner like it. I've never seen a rinseless that's like this. And I have no doubt that the research into material choices and then finally picking, you know, a material to use and then building the product around that material and then testing it vigorously for all different sorts of functions has meant that this product, it claims that it can match. It claims that it can match greater cleaning power than competing rinseless washes, pre-cleaners or snow foams. Well, that's greater cleaning power than competing rinseless washes. I have no doubt it will do. But do they mean greater cleaning power than competing pre-cleaners or snow foams? Possibly, but there are other pre-cleaners and snow foams on the market that are really powerful as well. So that's quite a broad statement, but they wouldn't say that unless they were really confident of it. And they are proven in the field of cleaning power. They're definitely proven there. Yeah. At this stage, I don't know what the price of this product is going to be. It's not available on the market yet. I've been sent this bottle free of charge. I'm giving you my thoughts on it. Bilt Hamber aren't paying me to give you your thoughts on it, but I have received this bottle of product for free, but I can't buy it. So for me, I'm just interested to really try it and talk about all the interesting stuff. Yeah, it's going to be a good product. It's not going to be a miracle product because no products are miracles. Even touchless isn't a miracle product. It's just maybe 10 to 20% better than other non-caustic powerful snow foams. If they can get off 80% of the dirt on your car, then touchless might get you 90, 95%. So maybe it's 15% better. You know, it's 15% more powerful. So this may be like 15, 20% more powerful than other rinselesses. It may be a lot more though. Who knows? You can tell it's early days for me. And like I say, it's going to take 6 months to a year of all sorts of poking around, using it and seeing what I can get. I know I'm going to get a clean car. I've got to go through and do all the inside of this glass. I've got to wipe all this down. That's all got scratches in it. Yeah, there's all sorts of dirt here. But the dirt is on the inside of the car. Little fingerprints yeah, I can see it all there. Can you see that little line of scum? It's all on the inside. So yeah, you'll see it if I come round. It's along there. So can you use this on the inside of your car? It's not designed for the inside. And I'm going to wipe over the inside glass with it because it's going to be fine on the glass. But yeah, it's not really for dashboards or leather or all that. It's an exterior cleaner. So there you go, guys. Let me know. This is a long video, but yeah, I'm excited. Don't often get excited. Tried every single rinseless on the market, and well, not all of them, but there's about 500 now. And I don't really get excited anymore, but I'm excited for this because the development process will mean that this has the potential to be market leading, and that gets me excited and it gets me want to exploring it to see if it is or it isn't. If it isn't, I'll tell you, but you know, it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. And it may be my favourite Rinseless, or in 6 months I know it's my favourite Rinseless, and I still don't use it that often because I prefer using touchless and Surfex. That's a possibility. That's a strong possibility. There's all sorts of things. But whatever the situation is, I'll tell you, because, yeah, there's all sorts of things, opinions come into it, all that sort of stuff. Just interested. So that side hasn't been wiped. Still feels squeaky clean. It does feel clean. It feels a bit contaminated, this. Probably overdue a clay. But it feels, before the paintwork felt really rough. I'll tell you what, definitely cleaned it well. Over here, interestingly, this product hasn't dried over here. It does dry eventually because it's got that dry function. If it's outside, you probably get a bit more air going over it, but it's still got this material here, so that needs to be toweled off. And there's still bits of dirt all in there. I can see it, I can feel it. It's loose and it's off the panel, and you've got to towel it all up, which is the reality of rinseless washes. If you're not rinsing dirt off the panel and you're just contacting it, the sponge or whatever won't get, as you lift it off the panel, it's not going to pull every bit of dirt off like a magnet. So that is why I say, when you use rinseless as opposed to rinsing, you get more dirt off of your car prior to contact with traditional pre-washing methods. You absolutely do. The counter argument is that rinseless technology, that if the lubrication is so much and the encapsulation is so superior, that it might not matter. But also, in my experience, when I did the rinseless wash comparison videos, and I'd use each product on my Black Peril, which had near as damn it perfect paintwork, near as damn it as you're ever going to get, trust me. When I'd use a rinseless and I'd go in and do a similar video like this, and I'd finish and I'd towel dry the car, I'd go and get the torch out and start looking round. And I come to the conclusion that washing the car with rinseless, if you're careful and light-handed and you don't go in and you buff the crap out of it while you're trying to get all that residue and dirt off. You know, if you go in, you're just gentle. You can do it and you won't swirl the hell out of your paintwork. But when I finished the video series and I'd washed my car like 11 or 12 times consecutively with rinseless, and I did a final, right, I thought, right, I don't want to use rinseless, I want to wash my car normally. I washed it all down safely, dried it all off, got it in the garage and had a good assessment of the car after 12 rinseless washes. The paintwork was degraded more than it would have been if I'd have done 12 safe washes or whatever with pre-wash methods and you know all that sort of stuff. But it wasn't deep swirls that you would really notice even in sunlight. It was very fine haze, very fine. But I don't get that when I use my touchless method. Would I get it with Phat Neut? I don't know. If I had to guess, all of that debris and dirt that's on the panel, all of it, it can't be good to like buff on that, no matter how good the product is. So that's my thing with rinseless wash. You have to lose something by not rinsing. You know, when you take away contactless pre-washing, you lose something. Now, I'll end this video here, but this product is also, so we've talked about wheel cleaning function, we've talked about contact rinseless wash function. Oh, I've got a nice bit of bird poo etching there. Look at that, that's from a bird dropping, that is. This car sits outside and it bakes on. But make an interesting video. That mainly will buff out, but who cares? Phat Neut can also be used as a pre-wash. So you spray it on, you can engage dry mold. So you spray it all over the car, let it dry. Do whatever you're doing. Don't worry about it drying. In fact, if it dries, the cleaning power should increase. Then when you're ready, you can jet wash it off and then contact wash your car. So it's a rinseless that you could use with water restrictions, but it's also a rinseless that you could use and it's formulated for use as a pre-wash as well. So it could take over your entire process and it could dominate it. And I got a feeling there'll be a few people out there that go straight for the for that method of using it because they just want to. And there'll be people that say to me, John, I got this product, it's phenomenal. I now no longer need all these other products and I clean my car with Phat Neut. That may not be me, but it may be. And that's what excites me. Thanks for watching, guys. 45 minutes. Holy cow. He won't stop talking. Why don't you give it a rest, Doug?